This is Performance Shop, presented by Tuff Stuff Performance Accessories.
We're back with our 1965 C10 project. And this thing is 52 years old. The starter has had better days. The customer has complained to me about dragging on the starter when he starts it up. I've already checked ground and battery cable connections, making sure that they're good, and I've checked everything else on the ignition switch circuit. So what's happening is that the starter is just old. And you guys might think Tuff Stuff only has pretty parts, like what you see here. But actually they got OEM replacement parts as well, and they're not remanufactured, they're new. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and install a brand new 3-bolt starter on this particular truck. All right, I got my 2 bottom bolts removed. I got my heavy power cable wire removed. Don't forget, guys, to disconnect the negative battery terminal on the battery before you go up underneath to do the starter. That way you won't create an arc. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove our last bolt. And our last signal wire. You can't get to it with it up in the truck. You have to bring it down, and then you can get to it down here. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that nut off. And this is what pretty much powers up the coil. And there's our starter, okay? Like I said, it's an OEM. It is wore out, probably original, pretty impressive. This is the new Tuff Stuff starter, high torque unit, okay? And this looks like OEM, but it's not a reman. This is a brand new unit. These things have been built right here in America since 1979. And they've got different applications for your need. Like for instance, if you had an LS1 conversion in your car or truck, we'll talk about that later. I'm gonna go ahead and install this, and remember, if you have a 12 volt or a 6 volt, you have to make sure to know which one you have, because this is a 12 volt starter. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Installation is reverse procedure of removal. So the first thing I'm gonna do is hook up my last connection I took off, which is going to be the coil power wire. Now we're going to put it right back in its place. This one does not require shims or anything like that. So all we're going to do is reinstall it in the same manner that we removed it. Okay. Go ahead and get the top bolt started. We're going to go ahead and take our ratchet, draw it in, making it easier for us to hold and line up the other 2 bolts. That blaster lube really makes a difference on this hardware. I just finger tightened all those back in, whereas before I had to wrench them out. Now, if you guys have like an LS conversion, and you have an LS1, 2, or 3, or even a Silverado with a 5.3, 6.0, Tuff Stuff has the starter that you need, which is the 2-bolt version, the newer style, with shims and bolts included in the box. They have them in many different finishes: chrome, polish, stealth black, black chrome, and factory cast plus. The cool thing is that these starters have infinite rotation so that you can put the bulk of the starter anywhere depending on your application. Some of you run headers, some of you don't. The transmissions may get in the way. I've had to use them in the past with my swaps, and they do a great job. Now we're going to be adding a compressor on this vehicle as well, and Tuff Stuff has a range of compressors, whether it be an OEM direct replacement or a custom AC application on like a swap setup on a truck or a car. I've had to use this particular AC compressor in many of my jobs. You can see it on the passenger side of a lot of the builds that we've done at Mahdavi Motorsports. So if you guys are looking for compressors, starters, alternators, anything you may need, don't forget Tuff Stuff, their chrome will get you home.